down to, I thought. So why hasn't there been why hasn't there ever been a true investigation on what happened to that child? Why has Miss Dyer never once been questioned from anybody? And supposedly this alleged rape, one of these rapes supposedly happened under her roof. Why hasn't the girlfriend ever been questioned? And supposedly one of these alleged rapes happened while she was home during, supposedly when this violent rape happened. Why hasn't Charles Dyer ever been investigated and asked questions about, since he's being accused of this rape? There's never been an investigation.
He's on trial.
He's not been, no one has ever once. Then y'all need to stop for a minute and look into Stevens County and see how this whole thing has unfolded, because there has not been a fair and open investigation. There's been
Charles is an attorney, and it's up to the attorney and Charles whether they talk to anybody, and he's not going to do that. He's already been
You're going to tell me that the police, when the police get involved in a sexual abuse case, I mean, it would be like common sense to go talk to the grandmother if that's where the rape supposedly happened. Would it not be common sense to go question the grandmother?
Well, I can't answer. I wasn't involved in that investigation. I don't know.
I'm letting you know that this investigation has gone down. Nobody has questioned Janet Dyer. Nobody has questioned the girlfriend. And these are where these two supposedly alleged rapes happened. So therefore, you have nothing.
But they testified. They testified in the first trial, right?
Because they were trying to help do what they do, but this has not been a fair investigation. Period. Everything is, you cannot prosecute a man just by a little 5 or 6 year old.
What is not being fair about it?
I just told you.
Tell me what's what hasn't been fair?
I just told you that has not been fair. That there has been no questions asked on either side of these alleged. That's what this is about. He supposedly violently raped his daughter. Okay.
But there must have been because they testified at trial as to what they knew and what they didn't know.
But there's been no one has gone and sat Mrs. Dyer down and asked her any questions about this ever. Okay? No one has ever done that. No one has done that to Monica. And that's up for the record. Okay? There's been...
But that's up to Dyer's attorney to bring that stuff up.
That's up to the police to do an honest investigation. That's for the police. The attorney can't make the police go investigate honestly.
They did the investigation. There's medical evidence.
No, there's not. My daughter was... Hold up. No. My daughter was sexually abused by her father. No, really, is there any photos to show where the scar tissue is that the hymen's gone? Or are we just going to go by some medical... he's had 6 hours of training, of sexual abuse training. 6 hours, that's it. This is not an expert. So we're just going to go by the one person's statement that just because he's got the word doctor in front of his name, that's an accurate physical... Because my daughter was sexually abused at 3.5 years old, and I know how these things go down. You do not just sit there and open up a girl's little lips and down on her bottom and say, oh, she's been abused. You have to have a specialist come in and do a very, very traumatic but very important exam on the child, and they have to insert a camera into her vagina and take pictures of the inside of her vagina to see if there's any scar tissue and to see if there is a hymen.
They don't have to take pictures.
They most certainly do. That's how they
can.
No, you can't.
They can tell that there's damage without having to take photos.
How is that? Where's the
there's medical evidence. There's the evidence from the child.
The child, that's not enough to prosecute someone. You cannot prosecute someone by a little girl making a statement saying, Charles raped me on January the 2nd. I mean, come on, what'd you do, pull that out of her ass? January the 2nd, Charles raped me.
You know what, we can't really even talk, we can talk about it, but you really need to see what they do for yourself. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it or not.
Look, I'm talking to his bed. Then I'm talking to his bed.
What's that, I'm sorry?
I'm talking to this family wants me to leave here because of you guys. Thank you. I've got to go in and pack my things and leave. They're waiting and they're wanting an explanation out of me, and I've got to go in there and try to, I don't even know what to say.
Okay. If at some point you want to call me later on, but we really wanted to tell you that if there's anything, a peaceful way for Charles to come back, and it's obviously that's what we want to do. We're willing to do that. And if it takes you to coordinate with me or somebody else or whoever, we're willing to do that.
Look, you've got the wrong girl. I don't know where Charles Dyer is, and I don't know how many times I have to say that. And I'm going to keep supporting him from the best that I can on where I'm at in my position in this. Because y'all have not scared me. Y'all have not fear-mongered me. I'm not going to stop trying to help make this man have a way to come in and to speak his truth without any kind of bullshit. This has not been handled properly. I don't care what you say. It has not been handled right.
I mean, that's totally your choice, but, you know, this thing isn't going to go away.
No one wants it to go away. I don't want it to go away. I want him to get a fair shot. But, you know, y'all are going around and sending SWAT teams in people's vacation homes and stuff is going to just make everyone, if you want him to have a fair shot, it's just going to make everyone scatter and get even more afraid to even help him. And when I say help him, I'm talking helping him by being a voice for him while he's terrified. The guy's fucking terrified. Okay?
Yeah.
But you believe he actually did this crime, so I don't even know what we're talking for, because you're not on the right side, in my mind, on wanting to help this man. You want him to be apprehended, and now you think he's dangerous, and you think he's violent, and so you're going to probably be on a shoot-to-kill basis with this man. And so,
well, that's not true.
Well, that's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me.
You guys, your group and all that stuff, you guys promote that stuff.
I don't, first of all, there's no group here. There's no group here.
Well, how it does that is that, you know, Charles is probably scared. He's probably scared. And I'm not sure how you know he's scared unless you talk to him, but I can only imagine what's going through his head.
I know he's scared. Mom and I talked about it.
He probably feels like he has no options, but he does. He really does. And if he wants to call his family and have his family bring him in, or whatever, all that stuff can be arranged.
This whole thing needs to be dropped. There's not any charge that anyone can stick on this man. There's nothing to tie anything to this crime he's being convicted of. And I'm going to tell the governor.
But there was. I mean, there were 11 people on that first jury that thought he was guilty.
And so you think he's going to...
There was some credible evidence that people...
No. The DA lied to the jury. The DA lied to the jury and told the jury that his DNA was found, and that the bombshell statement was that there's a possible second rape victim now. Total manipulation.
No, not what was said at the trial. What was said at the trial was there was a mixture of DNA, Charles' DNA and Ileana's DNA.
You know what that is? That's your skin evidence. That's your skin.
That doesn't mean there was any sexual assault. That doesn't mean that.
Exactly. Exactly. But you know what I'm talking about. You know how the DA got up there and manipulated that statement because these people don't know any better, like I don't, about these certain terms of science, about DNA forensic evidence. But, you know, I know I've taken the time. I took the time to go on the Oklahoma Bureau of Investigations, and there was a free class online for DAs and for prosecutors and for people on how they're supposed to present DNA forensic evidence in the courtroom. I took this silly little thing, and I learned for myself. There's a certain protocol that they've got to abide by, and everything that the DA did was against their own rules. Okay, and that's what I'm going to the governor with, because it's all on record. We all know what was said. We can, you know, it's plainly obvious that there was very manipulated statements, and his attorney's been bought and paid for. His attorney's not doing his job. So left the jury thinking that this man's DNA was found with the child's DNAs. Okay, and that's bottom line. Nobody got up there and explained it properly.
Yeah, and we're not saying anything about that. I mean, we're not saying, just like you said, we're not. That's right. But let me ask you this: in a perfect world, what do you want to see us do?
Me personally?
If you can have it the best way and the best outcome, what would you want us to do?
Give the man a lie detector test and let it be publicly seen on a press release, and let him have his jury done on TV, so there's no way of any corruption going on. Let him have a chance to get his side of the story out there fairly through the media. I would only want to do it, if it was me personally, by the cameras rolling, so nobody would have any chance to do anything corrupt, and the whole world, if they're interested, can watch my trial. If it was me, that's what I would want. I'd want it to be as open and as transparent.
Well, we can't control that. That's not up to us.
Well, that's what I would. That's what I want to do.
That's state media. I mean, that's just not up to us.
Well, you're the I bet you.
You can make a statement to the media. You can have a press conference. His attorney can have a press conference. They can get whatever out they need to do.
If I were you, If you want this man's justice to be and his rights to be, you know, honored, like we all have that, we should have that right. No matter what your personal opinion is on it, you should be trying to help him have a fair chance at speaking his side. And he hasn't had that chance. That's what I've, you know, been able to.
And we are. I mean, that's why we want this.
No, you think he's guilty? You sat there and told me he's guilty.
So he can be in court and present his case.
Look, I gotta get off the phone. I'm being kicked out of here. I've got to get off the phone, okay? I'm going to get an attorney, and I don't appreciate the way this has been handled. I'm very, very upset, and I'm being kicked out of here. Thank you so much. You tell your stupid informant that they're screwed up. You point the finger on somebody else next time. Okay, as you can tell, I am very upset, so please forgive me for any of the foul language and my attitude, but I was just very, had been through a crazy situation and I was in complete shock. So anyhow, thanks for listening.
Hey folks, this is, I'm going to put a link in the bottom. This is a quick video on J4P, Charles Dyer. This is on FBI's website. It says Charles Dyer, unlawful flight, avoid prosecution, failure to appear, state felony charge. Reward, the FBI is offering, and I'll forget about the reward. Charles Dyer is wanted for failure to appear on a felony charge in Duncan, Stevens County, Oklahoma. Dyer was scheduled to appear as a defendant in Stevens County, Oklahoma court on Monday, August 15th, 2011. For a trial-related felony charge. On Friday, August 12, 2011, Dyer's residence was burned down. He did not appear in court on August 15th. State of Oklahoma with several weapons and possibly ballistics body armor. Dyer was charged with failure to appear, and a state arrest warrant is issued in Stevens Dyer may travel to Oklahoma, Texas, and the southeastern area of the United States. Dyer is a former U.S. military officer and trained in tactics and weaponry. He is believed to be heavily armed. If stopped, Dyer may initiate a violent encounter with law enforcement. You know, one thing I'm noticing is that there's other people on here. On here, you know, I don't see George W. Bush's picture up here, or Obama's picture up here, other members of Congress, or whatever. You know, I don't see any of their pictures up here, or any people from Wall Street, or any CEOs from banks that are robbing us. You know, I don't see any of that. You know, they concentrate on someone like this that upholds the Constitution. You know. Let's see, there's more photos here. Okay, and then there's one up here, him in a shirt and tie. Alias, Charles Dyer, Charles Dyer. Description. Yeah, whatever. So, I'm telling you, this is total bullshit, man. You know, he was railroaded in court. Okay. I don't know if people know this, but he tried to fire his attorney, and the court told him, if you fire your attorney, your bond is being revoked and you're going back to prison. So he was stuck with his attorney because his attorney wasn't doing shit. Either his attorney is just dumb, or he was in bed with the prosecution. One or the other. It was one or the other. So he tried firing him, and they said fire him and going back to prison. So he wanted to get a different attorney. So basically, he was only allowed that one person. That's it. If you don't want him, you go to jail. So he had to, because we're jackbooted thugs, you know. So, and I want to say something else about the whole thing with his house burning down. I'm just going to go ahead and say this. I hope the person that told me doesn't get mad. But someone that is, I guess, someone close to the Dyer family, or has spoken to him before, he told me that a YouTube stalker burned his home down. Not his ex-wife or his girlfriend, but a stalker. And they caught the person. But no one is saying that. So, but whatever. You know. Oh my God. This is, you know, what's next, you know. Every day, more and more shit goes down. Police do what they want. I don't know. I just don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to say anymore. And, God forbid it comes to it, but, you know, people that abuse their authority will be remembered. And I'll leave it at that. Alright, you have a good one.